Blaster of the month is typically the hardest thing to film because I'm talking about a stock blaster. This is not a stock blaster. Let's get into it. Homie dudes, it's Cremated Brownies. Welcome to another Blaster of the Month, episode 3. Like I just said, barely right before the intro, this is one of the hardest segments because Blaster of the Month, what I typically do is I typically take my favorite stock blaster that I've used in that specific set month, and I talk about it, but this, it may look like a stock Nemesis. If you don't know what stock means, it's like brand new, zero modifications, yada yada yada. But this is not a stock Nerf Rival Nemesis. Now, it may look like a stock Nerf Rival Nemesis, but things aren't always as they seem. That's right. There's no hopper. The main reason why this is the Blaster of the Month, the first of the year, is because this is my first effective modified Nerf blaster. Some people would like to disagree with me. Sometimes I disagree with myself because of the modded Big Shocks that I did. Those were pretty successful, but sometimes they're tricky to work around with and work with. But this is my most successful because I've heard that electrical blasters are the hardest guns to modify because if you screw something up electrically and you put your blaster all back together and you go to shoot it and you have the flywheels rotating backwards, then you've got to open it up and you've got to switch something, so that might be a little bit disappointing. But electrically, it's amazing. I currently have this running off of a Nerf Rival rechargeable battery pack. I have not done a review on this. This will be a review after the Monday modification. So the next video I do on a Thursday will be the Nerf Rival rechargeable battery pack. But the main reason why this is Blaster of the Month is because this was my first successful electrical mod, like I probably said before. I really love this because what I did is I followed Drac and Out of Darts. I just opened my blaster and I just ripped out all the internals, not literally, metaphorically. I've been working on this for a couple of weeks actually, and now that I have it done, I am so happy. It fires a lot harder. It fires not much, well, not a lot harder, but it does fire harder. About 115 to 120 FPS is what I've been getting, which is insane performance from any Nerf blaster, modified or unmodified. Modified, it might be a little bit low because I see some modifications where you can get this running up to about 150 FPS, which is insane. I believe Drax hit that. I do not know for sure, but I think Lord Draconicals did. But one of my favorite things is you don't need a hopper. Hopper is now gone because there was a little electronic lock in here where this little orange bit would fit inside, and if this is open or if the hopper isn't even in place, then the blaster wouldn't turn on, but I changed that, and now it does, and I just lost a screw, which is starting to make me nervous a little bit, because that's never good, because this screw wasn't on the table before, but it is now. I'll figure out where it goes. Oh, well, we'll figure that out. It's probably not needed for life or death. And I think yep, I found where it goes. Oh, well, so special features about this. No hopper needed. Very quick rev time. And it's already at full rev. It's like, it's like less than a second, and it's insane. You actually don't need to rev. One finger, not here, not at the rev switch, but you ready? And that activates the agitating motors down here and the flywheels at the same time. You can just activate the flywheels, by just giving it a light tap. And then putting it down all the way turns them all on. It is pretty loud, but it's amazing. I did want to add motor braking, which is... And then it's almost off by now, but it's still running, so it's like off. But I was just so excited to get this thing put together that I was like, you know what? I will save that for a later day. Safety does not exist anymore. I took out the safety because, like my red rifle Nemesis, the stock one, its safety is kind of getting a little bit out of place. So, like, you can flip it up, and then you can go to rev, and you can rev, but then when you try to pull the trigger, the safety's down, and it's like, nope, sorry, you can't pull the trigger. So you have to kind of, like, manually hold it up with your thumb and then fire. But I didn't like that, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep the safety switch thingy, whatever you want to call this. Let's just keep this in so that nothing potentially gets into the blaster, because I didn't want to modify the handle to kind of hold it up, even though it is just a small hole. This is the easiest alternative. But I use 2 of my high amperage micro switches, one here for the trigger, and then one here for the rev trigger, and then one here for the finger trigger, the firing trigger. And all that I did is I took out, there was also a little lock in here where you could not pull this. It wouldn't go anywhere past right there if you had the lock in, so you would have to rev first and then pull the trigger, so that they didn't activate the agitating chamber, and it's just cramming them into flywheels, making it jam, which I appreciate that, and I love that. But what I did was I just hot glued a little bit of plastic to the firing handle, not the firing handle, sorry, the firing trigger to the rev switch, so when the firing trigger goes back far enough, it's also pushing the rev switch as well, which is why you can rev before the agitating chamber is already moving, and then you pull it, and it's insanely fast. This is crazy loud. So one of the best things about running it off of a Nerf rifle rechargeable battery pack is it's rechargeable, and you don't need to constantly be buying new and new batteries, and it actually runs, like, way faster on the rechargeable battery than it does stock D-style batteries, and I bet that this thing would run even faster with a LiPo, which is just a super high-powered battery, because then I can stick it in this, and with my Strife, I just got a Strife, well, didn't just get one, but I have a Strife, and so I am thinking of when I rewire it to a worker fully automatic kit, which will be one of the next things done. It's this, then it will be an overview of my film gear, then it will be, well, film gear and the full auto kit from worker, and then it's the Strife, and then Monday modification, or I believe it's something like that, or however it will go, but I'm super stoked to have my first actual running full auto Nerf blaster that is electrical that I made. I didn't make, but I worked on and completed, and it's all running smoothly and stuff, and it's amazing. And the only reason why I actually have this is because, for those of you that know about the 650 round hopper mag, the only reason why I have a blue one is because my parents, they were telling me, if I am to do the Adam Savage tested 1,000 round mag, which I wasn't ever planning on doing 1,000, I was only planning on doing 500, but they still said I should have an extra one just in case I screw up, because Nerf, Hasbro, nobody sells these separately, so if I screwed up, then I was done. So I actually got a second blaster out of it, and I told myself that if the first one works, then I am going to do 2, but changed my mind on that, and I actually have to rebuild it because an accident happened, and now it's gone, but whatever. So I really love this blaster. I don't think I will do a modification guide on it. I really think I would. I mean, I want to, but I don't think I will. If I were to, it would be with my Red Nemesis, which I typically like to keep stock blasters and then have another blaster and modify that one so that I can kind of have comparison and, hey, this one isn't modified and, hey, this one is, but I honestly don't really know because if I were to modify everything, 90% of my videos would be all modifications because I could literally just rip open every single one of my blasters, film me modifying it, and then ship it out, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. But, yeah, I believe that that is it for this. I'm going to do a quick demonstration, and you can also fire Mega Darts out of this. You can fire it out of the stock one, but this just freaking kills it. It fires it so fast, and this is a squishy head tip, so when it hits the wall, it like stops it. But if we get a rival ball, this sucker's gonna go that way, hit the wall, and come flying back. You ready? Couldn't even see it, it flew so fast. I'll even do it again. Ready? One more time. So fast. I'll even try one more, because I have one more right here. I actually have two more, so we're going to do it twice. Okay, here we go. Ow. That hit the front of the blaster, and you probably couldn't see it. It hit the front of the blaster. It did, boys and girls. But I believe that that is the overview of this. But yeah, I love this. This is probably, this blaster, if I were to wire it for a lipo and put a 650 hopper in here, no one's beating me. Because it'd be insanely crazy. But that is Blaster of the Month, Nerf Rival Nemesis mod. I might go further in depth into this. I might do a full review and everything of this, but I don't know if I will. If I do, it'll be decently far out in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next. Share with your friends, get the bell on, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye. Woo!